What's up, everybody? Jay here with Jay's Backyard Cooking. And today we're firing up the Nomad and a Tomahawk steak. Let's get into it. All right, let's get started on the compound butter. What we have here is about a cup of softened butter, not melted, softened. And then we're gonna go in with as much or little garlic as you want. I'm doing about a teaspoon here, maybe a tablespoon. I have about 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. And then about a tablespoon and a half of mixed dill and rosemary. Of course, all of this is from my herb garden at HEB. Let's get this a good mix. And we're also gonna do a quick squeeze of fresh lemon juice from my lemon tree, of course. Let's get this all nice and mixed up. Then from here, we're gonna go salt to taste. I'm gonna continue mixing, and then pepper to taste. No real measurements on those, just however much or little that you wanna put. Remember to stay hydrated. I'm gonna drop this into the freezer for about a good 10-15 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, I had the butter in the freezer about 5, maybe 8 minutes, just enough to get it hardened back up. What we're gonna do now is cut up some plastic wrap. This is cling seal. I guess it's the same thing. We're gonna lay it out on the counter here. Hopefully you can see that. Just like that. Put some gloves on, or at least one glove. What I'm going to do is scoop this out. Put it right in the middle there. Then it's gonna roll this over. I'm screwing this up, ain't I? Gonna put it out to the middle like this. Roll the edges. Don't let your wife see you making this mess over here. She may jump in and help you, but probably not. I don't know. I screwed it up. I was trying to make it into a, will you grab me a baggie? Okay, so I moved it over to a baggie. That would have been easier, I guess, from jump. I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna put this in the refrigerator, wait till it hardens up completely, and then we'll move it over to the cling wrap, the plastic wrap. So for now, this is what we're looking for. I'm just gonna wrap it up so that it turns into, so that it hardens up into something like this, and then I'll show you the end result in a little bit. Okay, so for the side dish, we're gonna do a red potato salad, homemade. So with these red potatoes, I've already washed them, and we're just gonna quarter them. I have the water already going over the fire to get it boiling. These are pretty soft, so these probably take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. What I'm looking for is just to get them fork tender, and then we're gonna pull them. We don't want them to get to the point where they're mashed potatoes. And the compound butter has been in the refrigerator for about an hour. Once we're done with this, it's gonna go into the refrigerator so that it can cool down. Then the only other ingredients we're gonna need is 16-ounce sour cream, pepper, salt, garlic powder, some fresh dill weed, some fresh chives, some creamy horseradish, and some ranch seasoning. We'll get these chopped up real quick. And again, as I say in all of my videos, or most of them, if you don't like something that I'm putting in my dishes, don't use it. Don't add it. Plain and simple. Use everything else that's in there, or whatever you think you may or may not like. Probably gonna do about half of what this was. Then I was gonna put it on that plate, but I think I'll just utilize this container right here. To put it back in right where I took it out. Kind of keep it contained a little bit. And then as far as the dill goes, I'm just gonna pull out what I think would be enough. Maybe that much. We'll chop away. That is it. Put that in there. We'll save that for the potatoes. So the water's boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the potatoes in there. I'm not gonna bore you with that. 8-10 minutes, somewhere around there, just until you can get a fork and stab them, and they go through real easy. That's when they're done. All right, I got these boiled to fork tender, but not falling apart. We're gonna get these dropped in the bowl here. We're gonna let them cool down. All right, now we got the potato salad done, ready. It's in the refrigerator cooling down. I just started the Nomad. Let's get started on this Tomahawk. It is about 2.5 pounds. Got it at HEB for $39.93. And yes, I did pass up the one that was $41 for this one that was $39.93. So go figure. This here, we're gonna keep it simple as I always do. Salt and pepper. Let's throw some garlic on there. Salt, pepper, garlic. We are going to use an olive oil binder. So this is what we're looking at. Let's get this binder on here. So just a little bit of oil just for this seasoning to stick. We'll get salt. Make sure to get all sides. Don't discriminate. Pepper. We'll pat that in. We'll flip that around. Get the other end. Get a little bit of that bone. And then the top. It's a big chunk of meat, so don't be too nervous about over seasoning. It's gonna be really hard to over season. Now the other thing that you're gonna see me do today is I'm going to actually wrap the bone and some of the meat with foil paper. And the reason for that is because I'm gonna try to protect it, because that Nomad, I have it set to where the coals are only on one side. So what I'm going to do is that once I transfer it from the gas grill to the Nomad, is I'm gonna put the foil paper side towards the charcoal to kind of help protect that meat from burning. So we're gonna get this outside. We're going to do it for 5 minutes either side. And then after that, I'm gonna transfer it over to the Nomad. We're gonna close it up, and then we're gonna let the internal temperature come up to about 110, 115. Then we're gonna put it back on the gas grill to finish off the char. Char broiler is going. You can see I'm gonna turn the fire down to about medium. We're gonna throw this right there for about 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Oh my God, it's a fire. Let's go ahead and we'll let that fire cool down a little bit before we flip it back over. All right, just calm down a little bit. Put it back on. Give that a couple of minutes, and then we'll transfer it over to the Nomad. See, we got the Nomad up to about 250, which is perfect, right where we want it. I got the vents on both sides open completely. This is gonna be some good eats, guys. Really good eats. All right, a couple of minutes on each side. We'll get it transferred over to the Nomad. Just like that. Remember, the foil is gonna help protect that. We'll stab the probe about right there. We'll close it up. We'll keep an eye on the temperature. Pull it at about 110, maybe 115. Okay, the potatoes are cooled down completely. The tomahawk steak is in the Nomad. Now it's time to dump the whole 16 ounces of sour cream into the potatoes. And then we're gonna go about a tablespoon of horseradish. That doesn't fit. 2 tablespoons of this ranch seasoning. Now we just bought the pouch because I don't see us using it for anything else. So it was just cheaper to buy the pouch of the ranch seasoning. It's just probably about 2 tablespoons, what it's looking like. We're gonna go about a tablespoon garlic powder. Then from here we go salt to taste. I'm gonna say about a tablespoon, and then pepper to taste. Then those fresh herbs that we picked from my backyard, we're gonna dump all of that in. Then we're going to gently fold this over until it's completely covered, completely mixed. Just like that. Let's go back into the refrigerator. Okay. All right, we're at the desired temperature. I've decided not to put it back on the gas grill just because I don't think we're gonna need it. Look how beautiful this is. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna get it inside. We're gonna slather some compound butter on it, and we're gonna let it rest for a little bit. Here we go. Look how beautiful that color is. Go ahead and get this foil paper off. I'm not gonna need that anymore. And we're gonna get this compound butter that I never could get to firm up the way it's supposed to. But we're gonna figure this out. This ain't the end of the compound butter. I now have a mission, but we're gonna scoop some of this out. Just gonna put a couple of dollops all over. Gonna get the old trusty foil paper, cover that up, and let that butter do its thing. It's almost dinner time, y'all. All right, let's see what we're looking like. Here we go. Let's get this onto the cutting board. Get it sliced. Okay, here we go. Looking good. So I'm gonna finish getting this sliced up. We're gonna have dinner. If you like what you saw here, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button and comment. Anything helps. We'll see you next time. You know, sometimes life in the backyard kitchen hits harder than a reality show reunion episode. This week, the cookout gods weren't exactly on my side. My compound butter came out looking more like melted ice cream. I turned my red potato salad into a sour cream soup. And that $40 tomahawk steak? Well, let's just say it was still trying to move when I pulled it off the grill. But here's the thing. Every smoky mistake and every undercooked bite is just another step towards getting it right. You don't get better by hiding your screw-ups. You get better by owning them. So yeah, I lost this round this weekend, but I'll be back next week with a whole better cook, and I will learn how to perfect the compound butter. So until next time, keep the grills hot and the seasoning simple.